VCISO.au Cyberwatch, June 4, 2025. Strategic Cybersecurity Intelligence Brief. Powered by VCISO.au. Stay informed, stay prepared, stay secure. 1. Ransomware alert. Meyer Auto hit with 65 GB data. Exfiltration. Meyer Auto has been listed on ransomware.live after a recent cyber attack resulted in the exfiltration of 65 GB of company data. The incident highlights the growing trend of data extortion by ransomware gangs. Details of the breach remain limited, but its rapid disclosure suggests substantial impact. Companies in the automotive sector should treat this as a warning. Exfiltrated data often leads to downstream fraud and reputational damage. VCISO.au recommendation. Ensure regular backups are encrypted and stored offline. Implement EDR solutions and run tabletop ransomware response exercises. 2. Critical Store Once Flaws. Patched by HPE Hewlett-Packard. Enterprise, HPE, has patched 8 vulnerabilities in its Store Once backup solution, including CVE 2025-37093, CVSS 9.8, a critical auth bypass. Other flaws include RCE, SSRF, and directory traversal issues. The flaws affect versions prior to 4.3.11, which is now the recommended secure version. The Zero-Day Initiative notes improper authentication logic as a key weakness. Timely patching is essential due to high exploitation potential. VCISO.au recommendation. Update to Store Once, v4.3.11 immediately. Use segmentation for backup infrastructure and monitor access to backup systems. 3. Qualcomm vulnerabilities. Now exploited in the wild, CISA has added 3 Qualcomm chipset flaws to its known exploited vulnerabilities, KV catalog. The listed CVEs involve improper authorization and use after free issues. Active exploitation has been confirmed, which increases urgency for device vendors and enterprises. These vulnerabilities may allow attackers to gain elevated privileges or execute code. The mobile and IoT ecosystem is particularly affected. VCISO.au recommendation. Apply firmware updates from OEMs immediately. Disable unused wireless and sensor interfaces on mobile devices when possible. 4. CISA publishes new ICS security advisories. CISA issued 3 new Industrial Control System (ICS) advisories covering vulnerabilities in Schneider Electric Weiser, EcoStruxure, and Mitsubishi Melsec IQF series. These systems are often foundational to OT environments. The flaws may allow remote access, control bypass, or data tampering. Organizations in manufacturing, energy, and critical infrastructure should take these advisories seriously. Detailed technical guidance is provided in each advisory. VCISO.au recommendation. Review and apply ICS-specific mitigations. Conduct risk assessments using the CSA ICS advisory portal regularly. 5. 5 more vulnerabilities added to CISA's KEV catalog. CISA has flagged 5 actively exploited vulnerabilities across ASUS routers, Craft CMS, and ConnectWise software. These vulnerabilities include improper authentication, OS command injection, and external parameter tampering. The presence in widely used platforms increases their threat surface. Notably, Craft CMS and ConnectWise are often used in SMBs and MSPs. These flaws are being exploited in real-world attacks. VCISO.au recommendation. Patch vulnerable systems immediately. Audit access logs for unusual or unauthorized activity in these platforms. 6. Coinbase insider breach tied to bribed Taskus agents. Coinbase experienced a data breach linked to bribed Taskus support agents in India. The breach exposed user data including names, emails, SSNs, and transaction history. Discovered in January 2025, the breach involved support agents photographing data and funneling it to hackers. Coinbase reported a 20 million ransom attempt. This case underscores the risks posed by outsourced human support layers. VCISO.au recommendation. Audit third-party access controls regularly. Implement screen monitoring and disable mobile devices in support environments. 7. 10-year-old Roundcube bug enables remote code execution. A critical RCE vulnerability in Roundcube webmail, CVE 2025-49113, CVSS 9.9, has been disclosed, affecting versions up to 1.610. The flaw allows authenticated users to execute arbitrary code via unsafe PHP object deserialization. Despite existing for over a decade, it was only recently discovered. Patched versions, 1.510 LTS and 1.611, are now available. Webmail systems remain attractive targets due to their sensitive nature. VCISO.au recommendation. Upgrade Roundcube to the latest version. Implement web application firewalls, WAFs, and limit exposure of internal mail systems. 8. Ransomware exposure list. Last 24 hours. Jordan, Kuwait Bank Australia, Meyer Auto Germany, Yatek United States, Digital War Room, Roshan, Sorter Construction, Sandhills Medical Foundation, Lumination, Semple, Marshall & Cooper, LLP, Solar City, Navesink Rehab, W.C. Smith, Sleepy Hollow Country Club, Observer Media Group, North American Lighting, Dynamic Engineering, Capital Trade, Flow International, Jericho Fire Department, unspecified country listed as USA and domain, unknown, not specified, oxync.org.com, no country, Dynamic Engineering, country not listed. Final note from VCISO.au. Australia and New Zealand remain relatively untouched this week, but the global threat landscape continues to shift. Critical infrastructure, software supply chains, and endpoint security are under siege. Ensure your cybersecurity program is both proactive and verifiable. By Anil Yelamati.